Yeah, there is a eye contact. Yeah, like that.
Shiroshi teacher, it's done. You are the host now.
Okay. Can you see the video?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to talk about language and literature. Play with English grammar. Literature is often called the mirror of the society. But why should we study it? And what we do actually gain from it? Let's begin. Hirumi teacher, how does literature help students understand emotion and people?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, teacher. Literature helps students feel and understand emotions because stories let them see the world through other people's eyes. When students read about characters, happiness, sadness, fear, or excitement, they begin to understand how others feel. This helps them empathize with people and express their own feelings better. Reading also makes them think about situations and choices so they can connect emotions to real life. For example, Sparkling International School, in grade 6, students read Secret Garden. They follow Mary's journey from sadness to joy and learn empathy. They write journal about moments when they help or were helped by others. Similarly, in grade 1, Magic Porridge Pot teaches sharing and kindness through simple storytelling.
That's wonderful. So literature not only teaches emotion but also helps students reflect on their own action. Shirosha teacher, building on this, can literature also prepare students for real life?
Yes, actually, life has many challenges, and literature mirrors that. Stories shows characters facing problems, making choices, and learning from mistakes. By reading these stories, students learn how to handle difficulties and understand different perspectives and make better choices, decisions in real life. Literature also teach values like friendship, honors, courage, and kindness, helping students to prepare for a world around them. Sparking International School Grade 7 Children's literature book is Robinson Crusoe. They discussing survival, problem solving, and resilience. They do role plays, survival challenges, imagine themselves on an island. I think you have read that story, Robinson Crusoe. Uh, they lost in the island, so they also themselves imagine like that, making plans and presenting solution. In grade 2, we are doing the Red Riding Hood. Allow students discuss caution, safety, and decision making in familiar context.
Okay, teacher. So literature not only teach life skill and value, but also become a companion for students as they navigate challenge. Hirumi teacher is speaking of companionship. Why do people say books are their best friend?
Books comfort students because they are always there to listen and teach. When students read, they can escape into stories, relax, and feel understood. Books also give knowledge, idea, and advice, helping students grow emotionally and mentally, just like a loyal friend would. In a Sparkling International School, during the reading corner, grade 9 students read Village by the Sea to connect with characters, struggles. For example, a student reads about a family facing hardships and reflects in a journal about gratitude and resilience.
That's a great point. Books don't just entertain. They also guide students in understanding right from wrong. Shirosha teacher, building on this, does literature help shape students' value?
Yes, absolutely. Stories teach honest, courage, and kindness. So when we are telling the just we are teaching the stories and kindness, honest and kindness. When we are teaching, they can't understand. Through the stories, they will understand lot of. The grade 6, they are literature book reads, Secret Garden. They encourage the teamwork and caring for others. It's to perform the kindness challenges, helping classmates or younger students reflecting the stories value. From Sparkle International School, we do the literature from the grade 1. Our grade 1 book is a Magic Porridge Pot. They show sharing and helping. The story also following that one. The children also shows the sharing and helping, which they act out in the classroom.
So, literature not only entertain but also teach important life values through real action. Hirumi teacher, building on this, beside value, what else does literature give students?
Yes, teacher. Beside teaching values, literature helps students develop thinking and attitude. Reading stories encourages them to analyze situations, solve problems, and see things from different points of view. It also helps students build imagination, creativity, and a positive attitude towards learning and life. For example, grade 7 students debate Robinson Crusoe's decisions, discussing ethics and problem solving. In grade 2, Red Riding Hood encouraged children to think about safety and consequence.
That insightful. Literature not only shape value but also broadens students' mind and perspective. Shirosha teacher extending this idea and literature connect students to the world beyond their country.
Yes, actually, reading writers make different places help us see the world in a new way. We learn about new cultures, ideas, and lifestyles. It makes us understand the people better, respect difference, and thinking more openly. It is like a traveling the world through the books. For example, Robinson Crusoe introduced the student to survival in the foreign land and the village by sea. Our grade 9 children are learning the village by sea. The student understand rural life in social issues in India. These stories expand students' cultural understanding, empathy through the books.
Thank you, teacher. Hirumi teacher, can you explain does literature help students understand their role in the world?
Definitely, teacher. In grade 6, at a Sparkling International School, Secret Garden teaches responsibility and friendship. Students discuss how helping others improves the community. In grade 9, Village by the Sea shows environmental and social responsibility. In inspiring projects like Clean Our Neighborhood or Community Awareness Campaign.
It's clear that literature helps students understand their role in society and the environment. Shirosha teacher, building on this, how does language fit into the learning process?
Yeah, language is a tool for expressing thought. It's a read and discuss in these books, practice clear speaking, write in a reflection. For instance, grade 7 students, they present survival plans for Robinson Crusoe using clear, powerful language.
Thank you, teacher. Hiram teacher, can you explain how does language help students express strong emotion without hurting others?
Yes, teacher. Skilled use of language helps students express strong emotions clearly and respectfully without hurting others. When they learn the right words and tone, they can share anger, frustration, or excitement in a way that others can understand. This teaches students empathy, self-control, and positive communication skills, which are important for healthy relationship. In students, grade 6, write letters from characters, perspectives. Example from Mary in Secret Garden to her friends, expressing feelings politely.
So language not only helps students communicate effectively, but also allows them to reflect on their feelings and action. Sirosha teacher, building on this, can literature and language help students reflect on their own behavior?
Yes, when students finish reading, they can write reflection to share their thoughts and feelings. First, they want to read. After only they want to reflection of their thought. In the reflection, they write what they understood, what they like or dislike, and what lesson they learned from the text. Just giving the copywriting, just giving the stories more than those. The reflection method is very good. Then they are understanding the story. This helps them to think deeply, connect the story to their own life. They're connecting real life and story. They're connecting. It's improving their writing skill also. For example, our school, Spark International School, grade 9, their grade 9 literature book is Village by the Sea. They read and they write the essay how they would act in similar situation, considering fairness, courage, and empathy.
Hirumi teacher, can you explain how do language and literature improve basic skills?
They enhance listening, speaking, reading, writing, and presenting. For example, grade 1 students read Magic for each pot, dramatize scenes, and write simple sentences about what happens next. Grade 2 students do the same with Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, it's improving their imagination.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they can imagine
deeply
how
they are thinking.
for each situation, and when the wolf coming time in Red Riding Hood,
Red Riding Hood.
they can feel emotions and they can speak about those characters
Yeah.
and enhance
And
their listening.
That show how practicing language through stories strengthens all the basic communication skills. Shiroshi teacher, building on this, how are the language, the literature connected?
language and literature are closely connected because reading and enjoying literature helps children improve their language skills. Through stories, poems, and plays, is to learn new words, sentence structures, and ways to express ideas. Literature also shows how language can convey emotions, thoughts, and imagination, helps children to become a better readers and writers. Students back in school keep story diary, writing reflection, they write creating the ending, and grammar exercise based on the book like Secret Garden, Robinson Crusoe.
So by enjoying literature, students naturally build both language skill and creativity. Hirumi teacher, building on this, how can we help students improve their literature analysis skills?
Yes, teacher, one effective way to help students improve literature analysis skill is through annotation. When students underline, highlight, or write notes while reading, they pay close attention to important ideas, literary devices, and themes. This helps them understand the story better, think critically, and express their own ideas clearly. In grade 9, students reading Village by the Sea underline themes like family, struggle, courage, or hope. Younger grades like grade 1 and 2 identify main events and emotions in pictures and short paragraphs.
Thank you, teacher. Shiroshi teacher, can you explain what about building vocabulary and literary knowledge?
Yeah, building vocabulary and literature knowledge can be fun. So we have to give this is correct method. Then only the story will be nice. One way is to use the literary devices. Simile, that means comparing the two words using like or as. The forest was as dark as night. That means they compare the forest as a dark night. The metaphor, that means saying one thing is another to show an idea. The garden smile, for example, the garden smile, the meaning is the garden seems happy. That means the saying something, idea is another one. Personification, giving human qualities to the things. Human qualities. The wind whispers through the trees. Wind whispers, whisper in the human quality that one gave for the things. Uh, alliteration is a repeating sound at the beginning of the word. So repeating the sound. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That means repeating the sound. Onomatopoeias, that means words that sound like things they describe. The bees, for example, the bees buzzed and the rain patters. That's the example. It helps children to learn new words and their meaning also. And the new writing method, they can understand the writers. Writers are using language are different. They can understand the writer's language to create the picture and emotion and ideas, and they can improve the reading, writing, and same as imagination also.
That's a wonderful way to make learning creative and memorable. Hirumi teacher, can you explain how can emotion of the characters, important events, and moral lesson in the story This helps students understand the story deeply, think critically, and connect to the real life situation.
To guide the students analytically thinking, we can help them break down the text into parts. They can look at emotions of the characters, important events, and moral lessons in the story. This helps students understand the story deeply, think critically, and connect it to real life situations. In grade 9, students track Fanny's family decisions in Village by the Sea. By grade 2, students track the words actions in Red Riding Hood, discussing safety and consequence.
That makes sense. Analyzing stories help students think deeply and relate to real life. Shiroja teacher, building on this, how can we make literary engage and exciting for children?
We can make literature engaging for children by using drama, role play, and interactive stories. They love that. So, when students act out the stories, take on characters, or participate in the storytelling, they feel more involved and excited. These activities also help them to understand the characters, emotion, and even making the reading and fun and memorable experience. For the sparkling interest, so there is a sparkling theatre club that allows the student to do the dramas. Grade 6 students, they did the act the scenes from the secret garden. Grade 1 to grade 1 is magic for Richard. Grade 2 is Red Riding Hood. They do the same dramas, making the story come alive.
Then Shiro teacher, can we highlight language and style?
Yeah, point out the sentences what show mood, descriptions, or dialogue. Uh, Students copy or rewrite them. For example, Mary opened the secret door with the trembling hand. Inspire discussion and creative rewriting about this.
Thank you, teacher. Hirumi teacher, can you explain what interactive way being in literature allowed?
Yes, teacher. Interactive activities like microdrama, readings, and monologues bring literature alive for students. When they perform short scenes or speak as characters, they experience the story firsthand and understand emotions and events better. These activities also build confidence, creativity, and a deeper connection to the text. Uh, in Sparkling International School, grade 9 students perform Fanny's or Leela's monologues from Village by the Sea to understand emotions and tones.
That's a great way to make stories come alive and help students feel the class characters. Shiro teacher, can you explain how do monologues help students develop their language skill and expression?
Monologies help students to improve fluency, intonation, memory, and self-expression. When students speak as a character, they practice speaking clearly, using emotion in their voice, remembering line, and expressing through confidence. This not only strengthens language skill but also build confidence and the creativity. For example, grade 6 students perform the Marys from Secret Garden, showing her emotion, and the grade 9 children, their story is the Village by the Sea. Fanny's monology. That also they did nicely. This helps students to internalize the story, express feeling clearly, and build confidence in speaking.
Thank you, teacher. Hirumi teacher, can you explain how can literature help with grammar?
Yes, teacher. Literature can help students improve grammar by using sentence from stories to identify nouns, verb, adjectives, and tense. When students see how words are used in real context, they understand sentence structure and grammar rules more easily. This makes learning grammar fun and meaningful instead of just memorizing rules. So, for example, uh, Mary planted the rose in the secret garden. Students identify parts of speech and practice grammar in context.
That's very practical. Using stories make grammar meaningful and engaging. Shiro teacher, building on this, how can we schedule these activities effectively throughout the week?
Yeah, for the sparking tests, we follow the Monday and Wednesday vocabulary, grammar, reading, and speaking exercises for the children. And the Thursday is story writing, diary entering, and the role plays they do. And the Friday, creative activities. That means rewriting stories, microdrama, and the grammar games we are following.
Hirumi teacher, how do we introduce grammar and literature without overwhelming students?
We should start with curiosity, teacher. Begins with interesting stories, fun example, or questions that make students want to explore the text. This approach engages them naturally, helping them notice grammar and literary features without feeling pressure or bored. For example, show objects in the classroom and say, everything is now, the book is now, the pen is now. Students naturally ask questions and rules are introduced gradually.
That's a great way to spark curiosity and make learning gradual and enjoyable. Before we end, let's talk about how students can play with English grammar. It make grammar to make it fun. Shiro's teacher, could you share some ideas?
Yeah, grammar can be exciting when we use stories. For example, the sentence remix activity, student take a simple sentence, the cat chased the mouse, and change it to the passive. Passive means we are turning for the back to front, no beginning. So the mouse was chased by the cat. Or make the funny version. We can make it funny version. The mouse escaped from the cat. There is a grammar nicely we can do like that. And the dialogue from the stories we can modify it. The wind whispered softly can become softly the gentle wind whispered. This helps students to experiment with the sentence structure and word order.
Hirumi teacher.
Games like sentence building, raise, or grammar detective make learning interactive. Students can find nouns, verbs, and adjectives in a paragraph or create new sentence using words from a story. For example, after reading Secret Garden, students pick interesting words and build their own creative sentence.
Yeah, students can also keep the grammar diary where they write the sentences from the story, change the tenses and add the adjective or rewrite the sentence on their own style. They can use those work. Over time, this makes grammar practice creative and fun and habitual.
That's wonderful. Student can play, create, and practice grammar in way that make learning enjoyable. Hirumi teacher, would you like to give a few words to conclude it?
Thank you, teacher. Grammar and literature are not just rules, they are tools to think, create, and communicate. When students play with words, enjoy stories, and experiment with grammar, learning becomes enjoyable. Curiosity and creativity help students love both language and literature.
Thank you, Shirosha teacher and Hirumi teacher. Today we learned that literature teaches empathy, critical thinking, and value, and that grammar can be made fun, interactive through stories, games, and creative writing. To close our panel discussion, I would like to invite my dear teacher, Shirosha teacher, share to few final words.
Thank you, Rashmika. I would like to sincerely thank to Mr. Kamal Goda, Mr. Janaka Kamal Goda, sir, the director of the South Asia International Association, for organizing this wonderful discussion on language and literature. And a special thank for our ma'am, Preeti ma'am, for her valuable insight, which help us to correct the classroom strategies with creative language learning. It has been a pleasure to share its time with all of you. Let's continue working together to make learning English fun, meaningful, and inclusive for every student. Thank you very much.